Hi boys and girls. Wow, I've got some crazy visual lag. I guess there's not enough. There was enough light in here a second ago, and now my thing. Okay, I'm rambling. I got a new knife when I was in Tennessee. One of these little like airsoft gun stores, but surprisingly, they had an equal amount of halfway decent knives while selling airsoft guns and fans and stuff. If I would have, like, noticed before I, paid for everything, I would have got some throwing knives too, because I kind of suck at throwing knives. I'd like to get better at it. But I got this guy, a little mother of pearl handle, and it's actually pretty quiet. It's starting to squeak a little because I've been, throwing it around. The only clack that comes out of it is from the handle, which is actually pretty good. Or not the handle, but this little latch thing. So I'm going to do a little double where I am both showing off my new knife and showing you how to use it. Because I've been talking with a bunch of girls lately about learning to defend oneself. And granted, the girls I've been talking to have been in Australia, and knives are illegal in Australia, but maybe there are some American people, men and women alike, who might want to know how to use one of these. I learned when I was very young. So I use it kind of like a Zen thing, like, you know how people get those Chinese medicine balls and like spin them around. That's what this does for me. Kind of puts me in a very relaxed state of mind and gives my hands something to do. So, step one. Well, first off, know where the blade is. Always know where the blade is. Good rule of thumb with most knives, the side with the latch is going to be the side that the blade is on. So the blade would be facing the latch. That's not true with all knives. There will be some knives where it's actually on the opposite side, so I have to get used to like holding it on the other handle, which is just weird because there's extra stuff. Like this guy has a clip, so you can like clip it into your pants so it doesn't get lost in your pocket. Which, it does in mine all the time. But it's super tight, so it doesn't interfere with your grip, but I can't clip it on anything in my purse. So anyway, I'm rambling. Okay, so step one. The idea, hold the handle that would, if your fingers were against it, it would be against the back of the blade. That's step one. Position one. Okay. Position two, you're going to flip it to the back so that the back of the blade is facing the sky. Okay, so step one, step two. 1, 2. Step 3 is you're going to flip this onto the back of your hand. So again, we have 1, 2, 3. This is why it is important that you know where your blade is, because when you go to do this chop, especially if you're doing it at a good speed, you're going to slice the shit out of your hand. Step 3. Step 4, you're going to flip it back into your hand and your knife is open. So 1, 2, 3, and that's just one solid from here to here. 3, 4. You're not going to use your other hand, it's just going to be a 4. You're going to snap that right back in. Again, 1, 2, I have to do it fast, 3, 4. At full speed, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, and you can do the same to close it. It's the same motion. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now once you start actually getting some momentum, it's going to be 3 steps. So 1, 2, 3. it's going to turn into like a rotation. You'll notice when you're just opening a knife, you're not trying to be fancy with it, or you're if you're in a store and you're trying to buy one of these, it is technically illegal to flip it around because you might hurt someone, especially if you don't know what you're doing. And you'd be surprised at how many people don't know what they're doing. You have to just open it like that. And what's going on here is just, I'm taking this, using the momentum, and instead of resting it on the back of my hand, I'm just going to continue it and let it spin so that it's front. So again, up, around, and close. I wish it was a higher def camera so you could see what it was actually going on. Okay, it's fast. I'm trying to slow it down so you can see what's going on, but you might get a light brushing on the back of your fingers, but if you're doing it right, this won't really touch. Not really. I'm moving fast enough, it's just a quick spin. When you're in a store, that's as fancy as you can get. You can't do any other tricks. So that's kind of what's going on instead of hanging out here. So like this is step 1, this is step 2, right? What's going to go on is this is actually going to continue spinning, and then this would be our step 2. Does that make any sense? So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, what's going on is 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Pretty easy, huh? Takes a lot of practice. It's really important to know the weight of your knife. This guy's a little heavier in the handle. It actually makes it so that swinging it around is a lot easier. But I'm still not 100% used to the weight, so I'm having a lot of fun kind of like familiarizing myself with it and making it an extension of my body. And just kind of like practice. So there comes a, like I said, when you're doing this to open it, you can do it again to close it. And you don't have to like, you can actually string them together. So it can go 1, 2, 3, and instead of grabbing the handle, you can just continue on to the closing. 1, 2, 3. Again, instead of grabbing the handle, you can just continue on. 1, 2, 3, and so on. It's better if you're doing it like lower, if you're doing it more at your hip, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? Because you get to use gravity to kind of like help this along, and when you get some snapback, it's like you're using physics to actually get the handle back into your hand. However, to show you guys, because my thing is so little, my range of movement is so little, I can't like really show you what's going on here. And you know, the FPS, the frames per second, also not great. But there you have it. Hopefully you've learned something. How to use a butterfly knife. I'll show you some other like spins and tricks and stuff like that in another video.